Hey everybody, thank you for tuning in to Spiritual Vibes Tarot platform, where it is my mission and position to teach you to know thyself. If this is your first time tuning in to my channel, I want to thank you so much for taking an interest as well as supporting me. So if you haven't already, go ahead and click the description box and the subscription box. That way you can be notified of all of my recordings that I post. Okay, now checking the description box is going to be very important going forward because I have begun recording for Vimeo. I just started, so there's nothing really to look forward to except a special message if you are in the temporary or staffing industry. You may want to check this out. If you have interest in it, if you know people that are in it, you may want to tune into what Source has given me to share with viewers, or what I like to call my view porters. Okay, that's viewers and supporters, my view porters. So I hope you can resonate or just take in the pointers that I'm about to give you. But again, if you have not viewed part 1 and part 2 of the Global View exclusive for America, I suggest that you do this so you can sort of mesh the messages together. I think with that being said, I can go ahead and move on into the reading because I want to give you as much information, as many messages as I can. Please remember, like, share, comment, subscribe. Check the description box. Now, with that being said, I want to go ahead and move on into your global view for money. Check me out. Okay, so now we get ready to dive into money in the scheme of the global view. Okay, so again, part 1 and 2, you need to check those out, because now we get ready to figure out how all of this meshes together, because everything is money. I don't care what it looks like, whether it's a coin, a piece of paper, whatever it is. If you're bartering and trading, that's a source of money, currency exchange, trade, barter. Okay, so when it comes to our global view, what's crowning the reading, or what we need to, the overall energy of this, is stemming from the Ace of Chalice. Okay, and the Ace of Chalice looks like this. That's the Ace of Chalice. Okay, and this is a card, a Piscean card of the 12th house, and the 12th house deals with confinement and children, and I believe at some point I've learned that Pisces also was the house of endings, change, like when they say it was the end of the world or whatever. It also, you have to think about it, it's the 12th house, the house of crucifixion, dying to the old and ushering in the new. And that's what's actually happening now. We're meeting the past with the future. So the past and the future are coming together, and this global change is going to take toll on everyone, because this is going to be massive. I think it may seem small because there are things that people won't see coming that's right in their face, but it's going to be necessary in terms of production, because we're having to become a self-sufficient society. And so the Ace of Chalice tells me right off the bat that overall services will be pertinent. Personal services, or knowing how to serve others, that's going to be very pertinent in the future. We're kind of in the chaotic stage when it comes to making money, because people on the right side of the game, the business owners and so forth, you can kind of tell that they're losing that old kind of power where they felt like they had to be dominant, and they felt like they had to be tell people what to do and make people feel small, like they were slaves. Those times are changing. People are starting to be more independent in their thinking. They're wanting to be more free. They want to wake up when they want to. They want to lay down when they want to. But it's going to come at a cost. Because if it doesn't come at a cost, we can't change. And doing the same thing over and over again, expecting a different result, is insanity, right? So now we're going to have to figure out how to work for ourselves or how to work for others, but we're going to have to be more refined, more skilled. We're going to have to know how to deliver. We're going to learn how to be proper. We're going to have to learn how to be emotionally connected to our audiences when it comes to money, because right now I feel like America is still in its ego and its pride, and we tend to think that we're still this number one nation when we're really not. Because if you don't know, then you need to know that our value is diminishing. And that's one reason why I think those two videos are important as I think about it, because we're going to have to learn how to rebuild our value again if America wants to be great. But I know for a fact that no one nation is going to stay great forever. It's as if the cycles of life allow everyone a chance. Now, I do think that we have different times, like time frames to be in power. Like one person may be in power for 3 years, while somebody else may be in power for 30. You see what I'm saying? But there's always a shift. And when it comes to money and the shift, you can expect the 10 of Wands. So let me show you this. When it comes to money, there are burdens involved. Okay, there is passion involved. For a lot of people, it's moving away, and I'm feeling like you'll be alone. Maybe, I'm not sure. Some of you, many of you, will move when it comes to money. Expect to build your own thing. Again, if you have not checked out videos 1 and 2, you need to, because again, I feel sources telling me to sound the alarm of self-sufficiency. Self-sufficiency, which means a lot to me personally, because of how my life path went and how I have arrived here with these messages. And it's all stemming from this Queen of Hearts. Okay? So money and how to get going is dealing from the Queen of Hearts. Okay, so for some of you, this is a helper, someone who assists you. And she could be a secretary, she could be anything. Some of you, it's your psychic. Okay, for some of you, it's your teacher. Okay, the teacher is more on the clinical side. These teachers can be nursing, phlebotomy, aesthetics, cosmetology. Anything clinical with sanitation is primary. It's stemming from that. Building, I keep hearing a home, because your business is your home. When you're in business, it's more expensive to survive, because you have your personal, then you have your business, and then you have everybody else in it, like in your family, your employees. You see what I'm saying? And then you have the cost of your overhead, and then you really have to know how to manage to get to your bottom line. Okay? And with that being said, regarding our reason for the 10 of Wands, when I was in meditation, there's this lady. She was a mentor. She was murdered several years back, an African-American woman. And I wish I could remember her name. But she left something for us to think about when it came to entrepreneurship, which I like to refer to as just preneurship, because there are new forms of preneurship. I am a socialpreneur. Okay? I met a lady who said she was an ecopreneur. Okay, but it's something that she shared that I want to share with you. She said, when it comes to money, building businesses, building your wealth, you don't need any more than 2 credit cards. 2. Get you a department store card, something of that nature, whatever it is, and a major one, and stick with it. I'm throwing that at you for a reason, because we're going to get to the bottom of why money is going to be so important, why this information is so important to you, because I want you to be ahead of, well, I don't know if you can be ahead of the game, but you're in line with being just in time to start getting your shit together, because in the next 5 years, you're going to see why. This right now is tilling, sowing, and preparing so you can get your harvest, because things are about to change. Because it's all based on the emperor. Okay? This change is based on the emperor. And we talk about global change when it comes to money, a global view of money. And to me, when I think about the emperor, I think about God. I think about the person at the very top, the all-seeing eye. This could be your government. And we're talking about money, so we know we're talking about the government. We're talking about the emperor, state, and federal, and local is involved in this change. It has to be. And for some of us, it's ancestral. Now, that's funny that I brought this up, because in the other video, I think part 1, I think I expressed something about the ancestral calling, or like the things that were predicted. That I felt that when I was in my meditation, I felt that ancestral energy, like they've been planning this forever. Now, when I say that, let's just go all the way back to our great grandmothers and great great grandmothers. Okay? Ancestors, those who have already passed, they were the ones who was letting us in on what was to come, like in terms of money and laws that will be changed. Also, this emperor, in certain instances, when it comes to the global view, would be the head of household. They would be business owners and executive decision makers. People who are, yeah, they at the very top. The emperor is at the very top, okay? So some executive decisions are going to be made regarding money from federal and state divisions. And I truly believe that that invisible money, that digital money they've been talking about forever, is here. Because if you don't know anything about Bitcoin, I suggest you start learning about cryptocurrency, because it is very pertinent right now to know something about cryptocurrency, especially if you're in business, because you're going to have to know how to collect your ends. Okay? Because the outcome is the King of Swords when it comes to money. This is in the other ones. This King of Swords is a transformer. He's probably somebody who lectures. He's a mentor. He's a transformer. But let me tell you something beautiful that I like about the King of Swords. He'll lead you to the water, or she'll lead you to the water. This energy, this person, whatever it is, will lead you to water. They will give you guidance, but they're not going to force you. But when you're in their presence and they give you information, or they share things, or enlighten you, you are forever changed. You are transformed. You will evolve. Your conscious state will evolve. And that seems to be the outcome. That even in money, maybe some of you will turn out to be mentors and be able to teach the millennials. Because in the other video, I talked about how there's going to be there's a focus on the millennial children, the children that are like 14, 15, 12, the new ones coming about to enter the workforce. That's who they're focusing on. Okay, so some of you, most of you who are 40 and older, may be able to resonate with what I'm saying more so than the younger people, because you know, the ancestors, the elders were around to pretty much throw in our minds what was to come. So let's move on to the overall. Now, I did a spiritual vibe oracle message. I did 2 of them, and the one that I received overall was create, and it is reflected by the 10 of Swords. Okay, and this is telling me, you know, you're gonna have to submit to the change. Some of you are gonna have to, I don't know, some of you, I mean, really submit your plans unto the Lord, and He will direct our path. That's what I'm seeing in this. And I know from personal experiences, you're going to feel like this. But I suggest you go ahead and start feeling like this now. Because I'm telling you, when Uranus hits Gemini, I really believe that's when the laws are going to change. I really do. Because Gemini is the 3rd house that deals with legalities. It deals with education, primary education, skills, and things like that. It deals with meeting your twins, your mirror, your physical mirror, soul, twin flames, I'm saying, divine soul mates. It deals with all of that. Okay, so Uranus is going to come in and do some shocking, surprising, beautiful things in that house in about 5 years. So you all may want to, you know, start getting your act together financially, because at the end of the day, if you have not listened to videos 1 and 2, you're going to realize that community is going to be everything. And so our second spiritual vibe oracle message is Mercury. These are mine. I just want you to know it's still mine. It's Mercury, and it is reflected by the reverse Lovers card. And I went ahead and did some clarity on that while I was in meditation, and it was clarified by the 3 of Swords and the 2 of Hearts. And the thing that I think about with Mercury is communication, digital communication, mischievousness, being very smart. And when I look at this Lover card, the first thing that stood out to me was transparency. Love and transparency. And I'm feeling like a lot of businesses, it's going to be, in the other videos, it seemed like Source was telling me a lot of businesses is going to be, it's going to be about community again. It's going to be about you finding your tribe, y'all. We're going to have to learn to love again and learn how to depend on each other again. Now, for the African American community, this is important because we lost that. The oppressor did a beautiful job at sowing that seed, but it's our job to figure out how to get back to it, because when we heal and learn to respect each other, we're going to have a peaceful world. I can promise you that. Now, it was also clarified by the 3 of Swords and the 2 of Cups. So you may feel, some of you may feel pressured about reaching out. I don't know if it's like when it comes to money, you're going to be feeling pressure to advertise or try to get government loans, or, you know, try to reach a boss or someone who can help you get started. I don't know. And I'm also seeing that, you know, I'm seeing people have to change their mind about community, because I'm sensing and feeling that, you know, that thing where they talk about the sister wives and stuff. People laugh about it, but I got a feeling that stuff is going to come back, and it is going to be important to have it, because we're going to have to rebuild. We're going to need each other, you know. And the ideal of that was so that every woman had a right of having a husband and a child. Now, you fit that where you want to. I don't know why I had to say that to you. But my last message when it comes to money, spiritual vibe oracle, It's children. And this was actually on the world view, and somehow source pushed it to money. It's reflected by the 10 of Wands. And I'm telling you, invest in your passions. Find those leaders who would lead and guide you, and invest in your children. And with that being said, I'm gonna go ahead and close off, y'all. Thank you for tuning in to Spiritual Vibes Tarot, where it's my mission and position to teach you how to know thyself. Like, share, subscribe, and comment. And until then, you all take care. Peace and one love.